Here, I want to move on to the Caitlin Clark stuff because I saw something you posted, I think it was earlier this week, about Angel Reese and it being more resentment instead of jealousy. And I wanted to ask you about that because obviously Caitlin Clark is tearing up the sports media landscape unintentionally, like it's through no fault of her own, but nobody can stop. Everybody has to talk about her at all times. And now with her not making the Olympic team, whether that's fair or unfair, merit-based or unmerit-based, we're not going to get into that, but it does seem like there's a target on her back through either veterans or other rookies that she's dealing with. So what is your take on the whole Caitlin Clark situation?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a bit of a bummer. Here's what's weird to me about it, right? Men have also had jealousies towards each other, and maybe it hasn't been so demonstrative the way we've sort of seen this play out. I think the resentment, why I like that word better than jealousy, is because jealousy to me sort of connotes that I look at someone who has stuff I don't have, but I want. And so I'm jealous. And resentment, I think they look at her like they're just as good. I mean, Angel Reese looks at Caitlin Clark and thinks I'm just as good as her, but then not getting the kind of coverage. So there's a resentment involved. And look, whether she should have been on the Olympic team or not, to me, it didn't matter. They made their decision. That was the team they wanted. It wouldn't be shocking if, a year from now, we find out that 6 players on the Olympic team were like, we'd rather not have her here. Michael Jordan did it. I don't see why they couldn't do it. And so, look, what I love the most about it, is that it's given an opportunity for people in our business to really show their heinies, because my goodness, the things that have been said out loud have been outlandish and ridiculous. But more importantly, she has handled it in a way, like, she answers all the questions correctly. Like you can just almost tell that she just doesn't want to do it this way. Like, just stop and let her play basketball. And I think eventually things will die down, but I knew this was going to be a big deal. I didn't think it would take on a life of its own. I didn't think we were getting think pieces from the likes of Bill Maher when Caitlin Clark went into the WNBA. And this is where we are. So it's been crazy.
I think it sucks for her because, she didn't ask for this. She didn't ask for the hate from the rest of her league. She didn't ask for the media coverage. She just wants to go out and play basketball, yet she's handling everything beautifully, like you said. And then she comes out the other night and scores 10, and people are like, oh, great response. It's like, what are you talking about, man? Like, how would you go and play after all this crap?
But you know what? I mean, it's a win because, as Cyber Bob would say, they're talking about the WNBA.
Yeah, we are.
Bill Maher is talking about the WNBA. We're talking about the WNBA. Everybody's talking about the WNBA. It's on nightly news that she didn't make the Olympic team. When do we talk about the WNBA?
But are we actually talking about the WNBA? Or are we talking about one person?
Yes, it's free publicity. Red McCombs used to say, just whether you rip me or whether you praise me, just make sure you spell my name right.
Well said. No, you know what? And I do think it's bringing, look, I full disclosure, I never watched the WNBA. I'm a horrible feminist in that regard, as Bill Burr would say. But because of this, I've sort of started to walk over into that pool and started following different teams and different players. And I'm like, look, if there are several people like me that have kind of taken that journey because Caitlin Clark pushed us there, then yeah, I'm with Don. Like, we are talking about it, and eventually the basketball will speak for itself, because there are fun teams to watch in that league, and I think people just have to maybe start watching a little bit more rather than reacting.
Yeah, and I think all of us, even you guys work at FanDuel TV. You probably have the scores and everything on the ticker, the odds of all the games. And that wasn't even a focus. Like, I would be willing to bet, pun intended, that FanDuel has placed and taken more handle and more number of tickets this year than they have in any other year the WNBA.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Has to be. Yeah, 100%.
Michelle, before we let you go, Bob, do you have any viewer questions or anything like that?
We just have one question from Dez.
Dez? Oh, it's one of our editors here.
What is Michelle's most memorable Spurs moment?
Most lovable Spurs moment.
Most memorable.
Sorry, they said lovable.
Most memorable I mean, I'm not going to do a Sean Elliott one. That's what he wants. Can't give him that. God, that's a good one. It's weird because if I just think out loud, actually, you know what? It was the year the Spurs won, I believe it was the shortened year, and Steve Kerr was here and Andrew Gaze and those guys. And I just remember it was my intern year, Daniel Ashcraft, they're all still there. It's amazing. And just to be around for something like that. Obviously, at that point in my life, I'd never been around anything, any championship, any celebration of that level. And to watch players that you love to watch play sort of let their hair down and celebrate it's probably my favorite memory. To be having tears of happiness. I don't know what's better than that.
Yeah, the 99, the first one. It was,
Yeah.
I'm with you. 100. It was unbelievable.
Chaos.
The car flags and the people going downtown
Yes.
to honk their horns and the river parade and that first river rally with Avery Johnson introducing each guy. It was unbelievable.
I remember it fondly
It was
when I was
crazy.
4 years old. Oh, wait,
Oh,
no, I don't.
shut
No, I
up.
don't. Collective eye roll from the other 4 people in this
Oh,
room.
God.
Michelle, before you get out of here, do you want to tell us about 1, Run It Back, 2, Beetle and Decker, 3, Over the Top, and anything else you're working on?
Oh, God. Yeah, if you're bored, just check out any one of the 9 things I'm doing. I talk too much daily. That's all I can say. It's too much talking. I will stop.
Please don't. You're fantastic. Thank you so much, Michelle. We will have you on anytime. I appreciate your
Please.
time and candor.
Hey, Beetle,
No,
truly,
thanks for having me. Yeah.
congratulations on all the success. I mean,
Oh.
we knew you were a star when you were 19 or whatever you were. So
Shoot, I wish
we-
I got a late start.
it's been fun to watch. It's been fun to watch from afar. Your superstardom. Very proud of you.
I'm proud that I now know you have a blanket and a pillow, and I'll never forget this, Don. And I cannot
Here's
wait
my
to see you again.
blanket.
I can't. I'll never ever forget this moment.
If you only knew how cold it was in here.
Yeah, honestly.
I wish I had that.
Well, thank you so much, Beetle. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.